Mishmash? Meh, 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 meh. Meh, 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 meh. I sound like I'm singing the Muppets theme tune. Meh, 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 meh. Hey dudes, I've recently been sent what's probably going to be the last few arcs of the year, so thought I'd share them with you so I could show you some cool things that are recently out or will be out really soon. Also, I went to the library and they're doing this cool new thing that I want to tell you about in case you're interested, so we're also going to talk about that. And I've almost finished a really cool book and I want to tell you about that, so welcome to Leah Tries to Fit 3 not quite connected things into one video. Let's go! The first arc I want to tell you about is called When the Floods Came. I featured this in my last Things I Like video because I like receiving post that isn't addressed to me but is in fact addressed to my blog. So my blog is sentient apparently and can accept post. It's a dystopia set in the sort of near future and it's actually scarily a book that could actually happen. This is the story of a girl called Rosa who is one of the last surviving people living in Birmingham with her family, and she is engaged to a man that she's met online that lives in Brighton because that's apparently where everyone went when the world just got decimated. Everyone just moved to Brighton. I don't blame them, Brighton's bloody lovely, but there's not very much housing there, so I don't know how they've managed to cope with that. Then a guy turns up and it's all a bit creepy and he reminds me of Pimento from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Basically, humans are the worst and you shouldn't trust them. I think this is out now, so you can go in and find it and check it out. Thank you very much to Bookbridger and also Scepter Books who sent me this. Another recent book that I got sent that I have already read and reviewed is a book called Kids of Appetite by David Arnold. So this is narrated by Vic and Mad and they take it in turns to tell you their story and how they met each other and the Kids of Appetite. They're kind of like a gang of misfits and they each have their own kind of tragic backstories and the story of how they came to be together, where they're going, what they did, etc. is kind of played out very slowly and not necessarily in chronological order. The pacing of this book is great, it really keeps you on your toes. Also, the lovely people that sent it to me sent me a bookmark, which is nice of them. And again, this was sent to me via Bookbridger by Headline Books, so thank you Headline. The latest bit of post that my blog received was this. This is Relativity by Antonia Hayes, and this was sent to me by the lovely people at Little Brown Book. This is apparently about a kid called Ethan that is exceptionally gifted and likes physics and astronomy. Same. I also recently received 2 e-galleys, which are basically digital versions of books. Goodbye to London, which from the description I think is about 2 teenagers that end up being with child, I think. And the other one, Ultimatum, which I don't know anything about yet. I'm excited to read it. I always like it when I get sent stuff, so send me more stuff. I like it. Welcome to part 2 of this, whatever this is. So, as well as being sent a load of books to read, I've given myself the challenge of reading even more books because I went to the library because I am searching for a copy of Girl Hearts Girl by Lucy Sutcliffe. Couldn't find it, but I did discover that there is a thing happening, the Reading Passport, and you basically get handed one of these. Basically, every time you hire a book that has the passport stamp on the front of it, you get a stamp in your passport, and once you've finished the passport, your passport then automatically enters you into a draw to win a hamper full of books. I love books. I love free books even more. The only thing that made me think it was a good idea to leave the EU was that I was bored of not getting stamps in my passport. But the pros of being in the EU led me to vote Remain. So it looks like I will be getting stamps in my passport from now on, but I'll also be too poor to travel, so this is the next best thing. That got weirdly political, I'm really sorry about that. Still hurts. Still hurts, the Phantom Menace all over again. The book I got from the Reading Passport section is The Colour Purple by Alice Walker, which I've wanted to read forever and not got round to, partly because I think it's on the Rory Gilmore reading challenge, which I've been doing for about 4 years and haven't completed yet. Hopefully, if I finish the Rory Gilmore reading challenge, I will become Rory Gilmore and Jess Mariano will come into my life. Lucy Sutcliffe, if you don't know, is a YouTuber. I really like her, I think she's great, and I really want to read her book, but because I couldn't find her, I did spot a book by another YouTuber that I don't watch, but I thought, I'll get it anyway since I came in for a YouTuber book. I found Ollie White's book. I've never watched any of his videos. I don't even know what he looks like. He could be one of these people on the front. Oh, he's that guy. This guy looks a bit like Casper Lee, though. I've only read 2 YouTuber books. Obviously, I've read The Amazing Book Is Not on Fire, which I love. Girl Online wasn't a bad book. I quite enjoyed it. I'm hoping this is gonna be entertaining. This is called Motherland by Joe McMillan, and apparently it is about a 13-year-old girl who is the daughter of the only communist in town. The Daily Mail have said it's funny and poignant. That's partly why I picked it up, because I was like, that's hilarious. The Daily Mail have said a book about communism is good. I was kind of drawn to the cover. It's a Hotkey Books book, and I do love a Hotkey Books book, so publish me, damn it. I look at this book every single time I go in there, and I've never picked it up. And I picked it up today. Oh, there's a warning on the bottom that says contains strong language. Excellent. This is also from Hotkey Books, and Hotkey Books are great because they have a little chart on the back of all their books that tells you what themes are in the book. This one is grief, denial, anger, and hope. Just want Hotkey Books to publish me because their books are all so good. Welcome to part 3, in which I tell you about the book that I am currently reading that I really like, and that has an interesting backstory. When I was growing up, I was the only one in like my brood of siblings that liked reading. Neither of my brothers were interested in reading at all. Fast forward to a few months ago when my youngest brother and I went on a really random sibling bonding road trip. He came here first, and I had like a pile of books on my sofa, as I usually do, and he started talking to me about books because he likes books now. He mentioned that his favourite book of all time was a book called Ready Player One by Ernest Cline, and that he liked it so much he had the print version and the audio book. I've wanted to read Ready Player One for a really long time, so he let me borrow it. I knew this was about gaming, obviously, because it says Ready Player One, but I didn't know like the general concept of it, but my god, this is so good. It's really like that. It's a bit slow to start, but once you get into it, it's just really addictive, a bit like video games. I'm almost done. This book is so good. Y'all should read it, whether or not you're into games or not, you should read it. And I'm just really happy that my brother owns this and that he lent it to me. Books are good. Go to the library, get a reading passport, and that's about all I really want to say. To sum up, I like books. Books are good. Send me more.